Ketanji, she was over on Broadway. What is a judge doing here?
Female empowerment. I think what I like about it is that I am having a very strongly negative reaction to it. Like I hate it.
Meaning of being lonely. Is this a feeling I need to?
How about this? Broadway audiences got a show-stopping surprise last night.
In the Supreme Court, Ketanji is not writing opinions at the current moment. She was over on Broadway, and this is a defense attorney who is the newest associate Supreme Court judge, and this is a little unusual. I was looking into this. I'm like, have other Supreme Court judges come out and participated in Broadway? Haven't seen that. Found something about Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who was a big opera fan, and so she went out and would do cameos. Okay, cameos is not unusual. Having a Supreme Court judge just pop up and, it's kind of a joke. It's like, what is a judge doing here? But this is Ketanji, like, acting on Broadway.
Female empowerment. Sick.
Welcome to the first day of rehearsal.
Thank you. So excited to be here. This has been a dream of mine.
All right, so they're doing a little highlight reel of Ketanji. That's a Supreme Court judge who's like rehearsing and going to be an actress now. Okay, so a lot of behind the scenes. Let's get some more action shots, shall we?
Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson.
All right, that's a Supreme Court judge. And
Two, I think what I like about it is that I am having a very strongly negative reaction to it. Like I hate it. Which makes me think it must be brilliant.
okay, so she's like a Broadway star now. All right, made it to Broadway. Great. You're a Supreme Court judge. So, okay, I mean, I guess that's what she wants to do. Here's another scene of Ketanji in action.
Meaning of being lonely. Is this a feeling I need to?
How about this? Broadway audiences got a show-stopping surprise last night when Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson stepped onto the stage. It was for a one-night performance for the play And Juliet, taking on...
I don't know. I think maybe she should rehearse. And, it's a little disappointing because I was kind of excited about having a criminal defense attorney on the Supreme Court, which is what Ketanji Brown Jackson is. But her performance on the Supreme Court has been lacking, so we're not all that interested in Ketanji. So Ketanji was out doing a lot of Supreme Court stuff on Broadway, and when I was looking into this, as you can see, I was asking about Ruth Bader Ginsburg because other Supreme Court judges have done stuff like this, like they've done but cameos, right? Very brief appearances, not full-on performances. And this was over from the Kennedy Center, remembering Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And Ruth Bader Ginsburg was a big fan of opera, but she would show up and do cameos like this, but not full performances. Like this was a Ruth Bader Ginsburg performance. Right? And everybody turns around and you're like, oh my goodness. Wow, it's Ruth Bader Ginsburg, a Supreme Court judge. But it's not like, acting and all this stuff. It's like just minor appearances, minor performances. So interesting situation there in the Supreme Court. And Ketanji is now on Broadway.